Your conclusion, madam, but you have not answered my question. Finally answer. Assuming for the sake of argument that in your case, hiding under the bed connotes cowardice, are you excluding altogether the probability that it may connote prudence on your part? Whether, in fact, you hid under the bed or not?
Objection, Your Honor. That question was already answered in the previous questions, and therefore the additional answer to the witness is only an amplification of her previous testimony. This question has been repeated already, Your Honor.
And besides, the question is argumentative. It started assuming for the sake of argument.
Well, I will remove that, Your Honor.
All right, rephrase your question.
If, as you say, hiding under the bed in your case connotes cowardice, are you excluding altogether any possible interpretation of that phrase, such as, for example, to mean prudence?
Yes, because I said I did not hide under my bed, and I never had any intention of hiding under my bed. And there is also the physical impossibility of hiding under my bed. Yes, because I said I did not hide under my bed, and I never had any intention of hiding under my bed. And there is also the physical impossibility of hiding under my bed, sir.
So your main quarrel then with Beltran is the misstatement that you hid under the bed, which is not the truth.
One of my main issues here is the issue of truth. And I believe that all of us here have a responsibility and obligation to seek the truth and make known the truth. Sir?
That is true, madam, and that is precisely why, if you will forgive me, I keep asking you these questions, because I keep wondering how you can come to the absolute and necessary conclusion that when Louie Beltran said you hid under the bed, whether true or not, he imputed cowardice to you. But let me proceed with my next question. On July the 16th of 1990, you yourself hid under the table when the killer earthquake shook the building when you were then having a caucus. Did you not?
Well, I don't think you should use the word hide, because I was not hiding from anybody. I was, in fact, sir, under the table with some senators and some cabinet members, sir. So when you say I hid under the table, I think is again a misstatement. I did not hide under the table. I went under the table in full view of several senators and several cabinet members.
Yes, sir. Was to protect yourself.
The purpose was to protect yourself from a mortal danger.
No, that's not I will just restate the question. I am afraid the notes will not be as straight.
Already there. Last question. If you can read.
I will just restate it. It will be faster, Your Honor.
All right, restate the question, please.
When you went under the table then, on July 16th, your purpose was to protect yourself from imminent mortal danger. Was that correct, madam?
Yes, sir.
You did not or would not consider that an act of cowardice, would you?
No, sir, because if I may explain, in that room there is a glass ceiling, and one of the cabinet members recommended that I go under the table because he was afraid the glass from the ceiling would fall on us, sir.
There was also heavy and intense firing directed at Malacanang and against you, as you said in your press interviews. Personally, the rebels were out to get you at that time.
Objection, Your Honor. Misleading already. The witness never testified on such a...
I am suggesting it to her, Your Honor. I am on cross.
She must know the situation. Allowed.
Sir, would you please repeat the question?
Will you please read back the question again? Sino sa inyong... there are three stenographers here. Ikaw, Mr. Aaron, do you get the question? Mrs. Makalingkad?
Of the answer of the witness.
We will allow her to answer the question.
The question, Madam, was, for example, when you said in one of your major EDSA speeches that the Vice President was a fly, did you mean that literally, or were you only using a figure of speech?
I did not mean that literally, sir.
Yes, ma'am, because obviously the Vice President is not a fly. But when you did say that, you could have been referring to the certain characteristics of a fly which you are attributing to Vice President Laurel. For example, one of the possible interpretations of your use of the word is that he is a pest, a nuisance, because a fly is an insect. Am I that correct? That is one possible interpretation.
Yes, that is one possible interpretation. Another interpretation is that normally a fly does not bite and is inconsequential, sir.
Still a figure of speech. And one of the possible interpretations might even be that a fly being known to be a denizen of the garbage heap, a carrier of disease, that you were referring to the President as such. Will you agree with me?
Objection, Your Honor. The question was already answered.
I never asked that question yet.
What the meaning of the statement, the fly?
I asked about possible interpretation.
By the way, what is the relevance of this line of questioning to the main issue of For sure, Your Honor, that the use of to compare right from a point. Is it your position that the words of names hid under the bed is a particularly innocent? Yes, sir. What end window? The mere act of under the bed is a purely innocent unless you happen to be hiding from a or the
You know, that's
the purpose of the defense counsel.
Ma'am, because obviously the Vice President is not a fly. But when you did say that, you could have been referring to the certain characteristics of a fly which you are attributing to Vice President Laurel. For example, one of the possible interpretations of your use of the word is that he is a pest, a nuisance, because a fly is an insect. Am I that correct? That is one possible interpretation.
Yes, that is one possible interpretation. Another interpretation is that normally a fly does not bite and is inconsequential, sir.
Still a figure of speech. And one of the possible interpretations might even be that a fly being known to be a denizen of the garbage heap, a carrier of disease, that you were referring to the President as such. Will you agree with me?
objection, Your Honor. The question was already answered.
I never asked that question yet.
What the meaning of the statement, like a fly?
No.
I'm talking about possible interpretations, sir.
By the way, what is the relevance of this line of questioning to the main issue at bar?
To show, Your Honor, that the use of generally innocent words would drive a point even if our state does not necessarily execute.
Is it your position to blow by the words of names hid under the bed is a particularly innocent?
Yes, Your Honor. Without anyone fear of having a bed is fairly innocent unless you have for providing for the husband.
That is the purpose of the defense counsel.